big fireball. More fire. More fire.
I usually say, yes, guys, what's happening? But I'm just going to say, no, guys, what is not happening? This is episode, I think it's 30. I've just had another bit of Baileys. So,
Nice.
so the title of the episode is Red Bull Kills My Wings. And I'm fucking falling flat on my face. And I've lost my parachute. And, oh, mate, fucking... Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, I suppose I better introduce myself. I'm Sam Spanner, and I'm with my legendary cousin.
Cousin Adam, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Yeah,
I'm feeling a bit better than I was this morning. Felt a bit hungover. But
on a school night.
what about you? Oh, yeah, I shouldn't. But it's the season of goodwill, isn't it? It's all about having a little bit of a tipple.
Yeah.
Every
Well, I
other
wish
night.
someone would give them that memo to fucking Man United, because fucking hell, mate. Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
I ain't scripted anything for tonight. Don't know about you, mate.
I have got hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 points that I am going to unleash on YouTube.
I thought you were counting your toes there for a minute.
Inbred.
Exactly, inbred genes. Oh dear, mate. Okay.
Fucking hell.
So you start, mate. Point number 1. Hit me. Not in the balls.
Right. The defense is fucking shite. End of. Underlined.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah.
Right. I
Period.
finally
Shite.
made my
What
mind
a combination.
up. Yeah. Lovely. I finally made my mind up last night. I actually hate Harry Maguire with a passion now. It finally took last night for me to realise the bloke is an overpaid waste of space. He is the wank sock of the Premier League. He's lazy. He's hesitant.
Haley Cropper. Sorry.
Yep.
I think everyone's seen that meme of him looking like
mate.
Haley Cropper from Coronation Street.
Like the defence as a whole last night, I've seen under 8s play better than that. It was an absolute joke. You know, De Gea again doesn't command his area. And I would even go out to say he couldn't even command a big turd, mate. That's what I'm saying. He couldn't even direct that into the toilet. Right.
Well, do you remember a couple of seasons ago when Gary Neville was like having a full-on rant about Karius, saying how you've got to have a goalkeeper between the sticks that sort of instills confidence in the back four or whatever if you're playing a back five like we did last night. But does De Gea come across as a confident bloke, or does he look like someone who's trying to emulate Jim Carrey out of bloody Dumb and Dumber?
He comes across as Mr. Bean, mate. That's what he comes across as. He's as weedy as Mr. Bean. It's just the first goal didn't even attempt to say, all right, we have to take my hat off to Angelino. That was a Roberto Carlos-esque strike. Even still, you would attempt to go for it. He just was rooted to the spot, mate. He didn't even lift a finger to try and save that ball.
Yeah. No, it was embarrassing, mate.
It was horrendous, right?
The only thing that fucked me the thing that fucked me off the most, mate, was you know how in Sunday League we're always shouted at by our managers saying, "If in doubt, kick the fucker out," you know. So
exactly.
before Justin Kluivert scored, all he's got to do is just do a pelter. It doesn't matter about playing the ball out from the back in a beautiful way, you know.
Yep. I've actually got a note here. I go, basically, what the fuck was going on for the third goal? It was just pure piss poor defending. It was just, I was actually shouting at the TV at one point.
Fucking hell, you're doing my dad then. I haven't spoken to him today, and I don't want to because I don't even know if he was sent to A&E last night with high blood pressure. Because I don't think watching football is good for him. He should stick to watching hurling or something.
Yeah,
hurling?
But it's like,
what am I talking about? It's curling, isn't it? Sorry, mate. Fucking hell, I lost a consonant there.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, yeah. But right. I'm now going to criticise a player that I didn't think I was going to criticise, but Wan-Bissaka played like a complete twat last night. He was all over the place. It was literally like, you're taught to play in channels, aren't you? Yeah, play the channels. Stick to your position. He didn't. He was everywhere last night. In the wrong area.
Yeah.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I don't normally sit here and slate Wan-Bissaka because he has done very good this season. But last night it was just like, mate, what are you doing? And yeah, like
I think basically what we learned about Wan-Bissaka is just that he's a fucking world-class right back, but as a wing back, mate, fucking my lentils that I had for lunch, mate, they've done my fucking arse in. Bloody hell. Oh, dear. I might have to just stick on the audio at the end of this podcast from before that I sent you, because that was just pure class, mate.
An outro. That could be the outro.
Yes, mate. We'll stick it on the outro. Go out in a blast.
Let's do it. Definitely.
What's your next point, mate?
Right. I'm going to have to take note of how many times I've made this point, but Luke Shaw is just a pile of shite again. He pure wank, mate. He was far too slow with the ball last night. Basically, well, I sent you a picture. Did I send you a picture last night?
Yeah, of fucking goal member.
Yeah, fat bastard out of.
I'm peeling.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of fat bastard out of Austin Powers. Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Austin Powers 3.
Right, he was totally to blame for the second goal. He was out of position because he was too busy thinking about eating all the fucking burgers. That's what he was doing. He wanted to. That's what he was doing. It was just.
God, dude.
I just don't get it. But then on the flip side, yeah. Shaw actually did some defending. Yeah, or flipping the burger. In the second half, he actually did some defending, but then the ref books him for it. The referee must have been like, "Now, what you doing, mate? You don't defend. I'm going to book you for that." And it was just like, what?
Oh, mate, that referee was a twat and a half. So I'm going to translate his surname,
what
right?
nationality was he?
His surname Spanish, mate. So his surname was Laof, and then that translated into English means like the hoe. So apart from being a hoe, he's literally using his fucking farmer's hoe to just like keep sweeping players from their feet and giving them yellow cards. Because I mean, I hate when referees just have to be megatards and just like give out cards all the time, you know?
Do you know what? It was winding me up. He was literally blowing his. He just spent 90 minutes just constantly blowing his whistle, and it was just like he didn't let
I'm going to try and have
the game flow, did he?
No,
and that was the problem.
He didn't want to.
whether or not that was a tactic on behalf
Sorry.
of Nagelsmann, and
Yeah.
he wanted to stop the flow of play, I don't know. But it was just like, oh my, and
Mate, he was like a fucking 90s happy hardcore raver with a whistle in his mouth. He just needs some glow sticks
yeah,
and some fucking neon green tights on. So,
he was
oh dear.
sorted, mate.
But do you know
Sorted.
what?
But,
I'm trying to find
yeah,
some humour in what happened last night. But I think one of my favourite moments in the match was when Shaw had a brain fart. So Bruno said, "Okay, well, you try and whip the ball in from a set piece from just over the halfway
yeah,
line." So it's like, "Okay, I'm going to do a little run and step over the ball, and you do a good cross."
yeah,
And
yeah,
Shaw had like a proper mega brain fart or brain shot where he's just like, "Oh shit, I've got to kick the ball, but I want a quarter pounder as soon as I get off the pitch."
yeah.
And maybe
That's
the
basically
referee's
what it
yellow
was.
card could be a nice cheese slice or something. Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
it
hell.
was.
I better shut up. But
No, but it's just like, you know, I just, I just don't get the way. Right now, again, uh, for the record, I'm not for for a second here saying that Ollie is out of his depth. But what I'm saying is, why did he set the team up how he did last night? He had so much on the bench, and he went for the defensive option, and it backfired massively because Lindelof was just his passing was like horrendous. He was giving the ball away, you know, like, and then at half time he takes Tellez off. And I'm like, why?
yeah,
You take Luke Shaw off. Take Luke Shaw off. Don't take Tellez off.
I know, mate.
You know, I
I
was just,
think the thing
I
is,
just,
right, basically, he wanted to just try and say, all right, the back five has worked against teams that try and go heavy on you and you can hit them on the break. It has
yeah,
worked in the past, but I mean, I was listening to old Adam McCullough earlier, and
yeah,
he's literally saying that Ollie's to blame, and it was saying that the same tactics don't work twice. I kind of disagree a little bit with what he's saying. I
yeah,
mean, kind of depends on the opponent, and you kind of felt like Red Bull were going to come gung ho at you, but
yeah,
I thought with the back line and also with Matic and Scotty, would be able to sort of
yeah,
absorb the full force of their attack better.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, we were emotionally stunned to start off with. I just think there's some kind of thing where the players, right, because they've not really won proper silverware yet, and then
no,
they find just the weight of the shirt too much for them. Like there's this confidence thing going on. That's why once they get into the flow of stuff, after they've been, they've
yeah,
conceded 1 or 2 goals, they're capable of actually saying, "All right, now we can do this," and that's all right. They're going along with the old comeback king sort of thing, but
yeah.
they've rode their luck and they've run out a little bit now. So it shows we've
You
got
know,
to
you
wait and see how they sort of show if they've got any resilience for the weekend against City.
well, this is it. But like you're saying about the weight of the shirt on their back, yeah. Now, I kind of understand what you're saying, but they're playing for Manchester United. You're playing for
I
Manchester
know,
United. You shouldn't have that. That doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. Having the fact that you've got a red, you're wearing the red and white, or the black kit last night, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're a
yeah,
Manchester United player. You're there for a reason. Otherwise, you wouldn't be playing for Manchester United. You obviously have something about you to be able to play
but I
for that
think there's
club. They don't.
some if you've got 3 or 4 players, big players that haven't got the right mentality, that just can't cope with the
Yep.
pressure, it will rub onto the
Yep.
others. Because Stephen Howson in the past has said that basically the modern footballer is a tender snowflake, and
Yep.
anything can
Oh
sort
yeah,
of make
without a
their
doubt.
morale drop.
Yeah.
So I just think that you've got to look at the players and decide which ones are the leaders, which one deserves the captain's armband, which one should or shouldn't be between the sticks, and who should be the centre back partnership.
Yep. Well, right now, honestly though, we're coming up to January transfer window soon, and I didn't think I was going to be saying this at this stage of the season, but Ollie needs to rebuild his defence, and he needs to do it quick. Attackers win you games, defenders win your title. A good defence wins your titles, and that's the problem.
Totally, mate. No, I completely agree. I would actually like Ollie to do a bold move and say, "Sorry, Harry, but the captain's armband's going to Bruno because he's got 35 or 36 goal contributions in his first 37, 38 appearances for the club, which is amazing. And he's the one that actually gives a shit, and he's the one that's a psycho on the pitch and even off the pitch as well. So you need someone to actually instill a little bit of fear into the players.
Yep, definitely.
So I think that would be a good start. But I'm going to be honest, mate, I can't see us signing anyone. Can't see us signing fuck all.
No, nobody in their right
even
mind
selling
is going to want to come. Yeah, exactly.
I can't even see us fucking selling Jesse Lingard or Romero or Rojo, you know?
No, yep.
I don't have any faith in Woodward.
It's a pure joke, mate. It is. It's really like we kind of papered over the cracks, because we were fourth in the league, maybe fifth now. I can't remember. I haven't looked. So it's kind of papered over the crack. Sixth, right? Okay. So that papered over the cracks a little bit, but now after last night, it's come roaring back to the surface of just like what I was watching the after-match analysis, and I could see Rio Ferdinand and Paul Scholes just sitting there going, "Why? We are having the conversation about confidence in the defence again," and basically you could see that they couldn't even be asked to talk about it because they've said it so many times, and it's just crazy. Like, we like a good stat on this podcast, don't we? Right, here's one for you.
Yeah, of course.
Last night in the first 30 minutes, we had less than 100 completed passes in the first half an hour. I think it worked out at 96 passes we'd made in the first half an hour. 96
that is very
passes.
Low.
That is
when you think we're averaging easy sort of 400, 500 plus,
Mate, it was just, and when we did pass the ball, what does Matic go and do? Oh yeah, I'm going to play the ball backwards. Mate, no. It's just pisses me off. You playing and right, another thing I'm going to touch on, right? Why are we playing out from the back again? Last night we were playing out from the back, and De Gea looked like a rabbit in the headlights. He was like, "Well, I want to pass it, but I don't know who to pass it to." And then you've got Kluivert coming in, pressing him, and he's like, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" And then what's he going to do? Passes it across his goal mouth. That is not even rookie, mate. That is that error. You don't pass the ball. Yeah, you do not pass the ball across your goal mouth. End of story. You're just asking for trouble. Luckily, Leipzig had already come to the conclusion that they won the game or didn't chase that ball. But it's just an absolute joke, mate. And
that's why I was singing songs and praise all about Pando the other day with his distribution. He was actually using his kicking talent.
Yes, exactly.
So
exactly.
I mean, that's what I want to see more of.
And the thing is, like last night, what happened? Oh yeah, most of our play was down the left-hand side of the pitch again. They had a camera angle of behind the goal, And where was everybody? On the left-hand side of the pitch. Literally, there was a.
Yeah.
If you were to break the pitch up lengthways in thirds, 2/3 of the pitch were covered, the other third empty. And I'm like, why?
Well, at the end of the
Why
day,
are we?
I mean, you've got to just point the finger at the board there, mate, because they know that we haven't got a proper right winger, and they're not willing to buy one. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And
fair enough. They can always say, "Oh, we've got Palestri and that lot," but I mean, all right, he scored again the other night for the under-23s. Well done.
Yeah.
I think that was against Accrington Stanley in the EFL Cup, but still, you know, we're talking about Accrington Stanley, not fucking Rasenballsport Leipzig.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just
sorry, I just had to go.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. I was going to say something really stupid there. It just reminds me of learning German at school. Like a random song that came into my head. It was like, "Was ist deine Lieblingsfach? English oder das?" Something like, "What's your favorite subject? English or what?"
Oh, brilliant!
Oh god,
fantastic! But like, you know, last night, McTominay.
fabelhaft. Sorry, that's fantastic in German.
McTominay was, he tried to get forward, and he did get forward, and he nearly scored. He did a good shot, and it was on target, and a good save from the goalkeeper. What's his name? Galassi, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the Gulacci or what? Yeah, the ex-Scouser.
Yeah, Galassi. Yeah. And then obviously Bruno's free kick that hit the bar, which was just
fuck,
which summed up the night really. But then when Van der Beek come on, he was doing some seriously strong challenges. There was one point where he literally ripped up part of the pitch.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Fulling, showing his spunk, mate. Because I like the criticism that he received the other day when people were saying the Premier League he hasn't got enough muscle yet. But I think he's trying to prove a point, and also smelling that Pogba wants to fuck off. He wants to lay down his case for saying, "All right, I'm more than capable of not only filling his boots, but fucking coming in them and making them put them back on and fucking not being able to take them off because they're all fucking sticky, mate."
Exactly.
Sorry.
Now I've got a question. Got a question for you now, right? Was last night all right? Was last night's loss potentially? Can we point the finger at Raiola?
I definitely think it's a contributing factor. I mean, I was listening to the old Paddock debating this. They were saying, at the end of the day, no one knows if Pogba was put down in the starting lineup instead of Matic, because Matic has barely started all this season. I think his last proper start was when we got bummed 6-1 by Spurs. So you never know. Pogba might have been lining up with McSauce and with Bruno sitting in front of him. But at the end of the day, Raiola has achieved something huge. One, apart from making himself look like an even bigger twat than he is, he's also gone out and made Pogba even more hated by the fan base and even more marginalised in the dressing room. So brilliant. That has definitely unnerved the tender snowflakes that we have in our football club. So, yes, mate. That's what I think.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I am
Bailey's
100% behind you. 100% behind you on that. I think, I've never known
as long as you don't bum me,
agent.
mate. Sorry.
Incest. I've never known an agent that is so mouthy. Literally, he's just like the bloke is an absolute knobhead.
Well, I'll tell you why. One, because of the COVID restrictions, he's not allowed to go to as many restaurants. Two, the brothels are shut, so he ain't getting as much clunge. And three, the bloke is obviously making less business. Everything's sort of deflated in the market, so there's less money to be made. So he's extra fucked off. So he's just threatening his rattle, not only his rattle, but his empty burger boxes out the pram. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to get Luke Shaw on board with the burger box.
Yeah, I know. Fucking
but Rashford played all right last night. I wouldn't say he was like outstanding, but again, he didn't get anything fed into him.
Yeah. No, it's because
and
fucking
that
Shaw
was
ate all the food, mate.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. We were given Red Bull far too much space. It's
Yeah.
the whole Brighton situation again. We were sitting off. You need to be on their heels, mate. And
I mean, another interesting thing you could see is when you watch the match back, you can see that a lot of the passing was done. It was quite intelligent tactics by Nagelsmann, right? Because he had to up his game and win back sort of respect after Ollie bummed him 5-0 the other time. But what he set his players up to do was when they passed the ball, they were always looking for a player in motion instead of a person that was kind of static to then do a rebound pass back to you, sort of like tiki-taka style. It was always saying to the lads, all right, look for a player in motion and then look for the next player in motion, because that way they've always got the acceleration advantage, which I thought was really good. So I'm going to give him some kudos for that. But I mean, it's a learning curve. I mean, this is a massive wake-up call because obviously the pressure's piling on Ollie right now. The fan base, obviously, all the trolls have come out in their masses again. So he's got to do something big when we play Pep.
Well, I'm actually.
So I mean,
again, I thought I'd got over this, but I'm actually scared for the weekend. Like massively scared because we're just gonna. I've just got this funny. If he doesn't do something with his defence, if he doesn't change the goalkeeper, we're gonna get dicks, mate. Like hard.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Pep's had to prove a point. I mean, he's sitting behind us and he's got to sort of overtake us and prove to his fan base and to the owners after awarding him with a huge contract and giving him £1 billion to spend on his players. He's under a lot of pressure to sort of leapfrog past us and then reignite their title challenge. That's how crazy this league is this season,
there's a lot of rumours going around since last night saying that United need to do what they have done with Tellez and Shaw, bring Tellez in to scare the shit out of Shaw, and now there's bloody rumours going around that we are after Kieran Trippier to put the shit up Wan-Bissaka. What's that going to achieve?
No, they ain't, nothing apart from sort of again fucking up the wage bill. No, Trippier's staying put. I mean, he's doing really well at Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid right now over in Spain are actually within an earshot of clamping down a proper title challenge this season, because Real Madrid, they're all messed up. The fans have turned against Zidane, big style. They're calling for his head, even though I think they've just won and they're qualified from their Champions League group. Barcelona are completely messed up. I mean, there's no way they're going to achieve Champions League football next season. You've got Pjanic and you've got Messi that they're just strolling around. They can't be asked to even run after the ball to win it back. So there are too many political problems there. So I actually think Simeone this season is actually probably one of the favourites to get the league back. So Trippier's, I think, having a good time. So why leave?
Well, yeah, exactly. I think I'm just trying to find the. Oh, where did I bloody see that? I saw something online earlier because the Pochettino story has reared its head again. But this time they've actually
it always will be.
But the thing is, the difference is this time is they've actually got bookies odds against him, like proper odds. it's something like I'm trying to find where it is, but basically he's odds on favourite.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, whenever Ollie sort of gets into a little bit of trouble, the media are right on his back. Not only the media, but also a good chunk of the toxic fan base. And I just think that even Howson, who's tried to sort of support Ollie and tell the fan base that if you sack the manager, the cycle's only going to, keep happening again. The 2-year cycle, if that. And not only that, I mean, he's trying to say that the players are the ones who have to sort of follow the manager's instructions, show a bit of discipline and spunk,
Yeah.
So,
like, I was having an argument
but he's getting
last night
trolled
with
big
someone
style.
on who is Howson.
Yeah, he's getting major trolled
proper.
today. I mean, he doesn't give a fuck. He stands his ground, no problems.
Exactly, and I agree with him. Like last night, I was having an argument with a couple of people on the Paddocks page. Basically, someone put on their best manager since Fergie, quoted by Stephen Howson. And I go, Howson is correct. Ollie is the best manager since Fergie in the respect of overall, in the respect of being able to have that link between the board. Well, I would say the link between the board and the players, but we know like he's pissing up a wall with the board. And then someone's like, Ollie is a shit manager, and apparently I'm delusional.
No, I mean,
and I was like,
I've given up sort of like fighting, arguing people, but I mean,
I'm trying to find another response that I had. Basically, I was having an argument with somebody about, they're like, yeah, we need Pochettino. And I was like, no, we don't need Pochettino. Since when has Manchester United been turned into Chelsea? We as a fan base are renowned for sticking by our managers. And, if we sack Ollie, that's another manager that we've got to sack, and then another manager we've got to hire. And we will turn into Chelsea, where we're knocking out managers every 18 months. Because I can guarantee you now, Frank Lampard might be sniffing up the arse of Mourinho in the league at the moment. But if that all backfires on him, come next season, he won't be in charge. I'll put money on it.
I thought you were going to say he'd get covered in shit. Sorry. Oh dear. So, mate,
you know what I
mean? Yeah, but I mean, there's always a chance that Ollie will get the sack. Just if the poor bloke can't turn things around, but he's proved in the past that he can get sort of smacked in the face, and then you can go on a run of 5-6 beautiful wins, or even go on a huge run from say February all the way till summertime.
Well, this is it. But the problem that Ollie's got against himself now is the fact that fans are now allowed in the stadiums, and that is going to be the turning point. He's had 9 months of not having any fans being able to be vocal in the stadium. But also there is the flip side to that coin. The board haven't had the fans in the stands shouting abuse at them for the last 9 months.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you know what happened last January? Instead of calling for Ollie's head, you had, chanting about building bonfires and sticking glazes at the top and Ed Woodward in the middle and burning the fucking lot,
Yeah, throwing flares over his front garden.
Yeah, I know. But I think he did that himself,
Oh, yeah, that was proper alive.
Because it was kind of a coincidence that he hired some bloke to be his PR rep that came from the Mirror, and it was actually the Mirror a week later that was reporting that, and then the police was sort of investigating, but nothing was found out apart from the Mirror getting a fine for not reporting the violent act to the police, as opposed to just sort of publishing the images and then doing the articles and stuff. So that did smell fishes, fishy fanny, really, so. But
definitely.
I
But
mean,
I think we've had this conversation about 10, 15 episodes ago.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say something, all right? I mean, so we don't get in trouble or get reported. We obviously do not promote violence or arson or any shit like that, all right?
Of course.
We're
Yeah.
not sort of radicalising the fan base. We're only quoting
Manchester
the
Ultras.
Mirror and the media. And, well, that's the one. I mean, these chants were being vocal. So that's it. We just distance ourselves from any
any bullshit. But
shite. That's the word. Yeah.
As I say, we had this conversation 10, 15 episodes ago but now has come back into the back of my mind. I'm thinking to myself, if Ollie loses on Saturday, he's out. I've just got that feeling, mate. I think he's a cat with 9 lives, and unfortunately for him, his 9th life is now up. I can see it. It's going to be so disappointing.
I mean, I think maybe now's the time for the board to take advantage of the lack of fans that we just mentioned, and also the fact that it's sort of similar time to when Mourinho got the sack, They'll be like, all right, come on, Poch. The players have a new manager bounce, changing formation. Things get shaken up a little bit. They go on a good run.
Failing Pochettino, we can always call him my mate Allegri.
Yes, mate. Mate, he's just so defensively minded. I mean, at least with Ollie, we're given pure football emotion. Oh, wait, hold the phone. Oh, fuck, mate. Mate, you've been quiet recently. Mate, it came out and went back in. Pink trumpet.
But like, the thing is though, fans were moaning about getting bored under Mourinho, right? If they think they got bored under Mourinho, if Allegri comes in for whatever reason, they're going to be asleep before they've even got in the stadium, mate.
I know. I mean, you've got to be a proper adrenaline junkie to watch Man U with Ollie at the helm. I mean, he's given us so much fucking entertainment. I've loved it, mate. It's been absolutely fucking epic. And even
100%.
when we're fucking losing and we're shitting ourselves, we pull back an epic win. All right, it didn't happen the other day, but I'm going to say this, right? We could have easily drawn that match and qualified. Easily. If I'm going to point the finger right now at fucking Haley Cropper and fucking Shaggy Doo there. One or the other should have fucking belted the ball out. And I don't think I've got anything else to say now, mate. Don't know if you've got any one last thing you want to touch on.
One thing I want to quickly touch on, Maguire was in a very good position last night to score, but what did he do? He didn't put his body on the line. He didn't put his body on the line. No. He didn't stretch. He didn't stretch how I would expect someone in that position to stretch, and it comes down to the fact that he says that he's committed, but he can't be asked, mate. He's being paid. How much is he on a week? Got to be 200 grand in it.
Probably about 200k, easy.
Yeah, he don't give a shit, mate. Same as De Gea. He's on 350k a week. Don't care. And
okay, and what about your score prediction against Guardiola, mate?
Do we know if City are fully fit?
It doesn't matter, mate. They've always got backups. I mean, they're covered in every position. Well, I mean, maybe centre back. No, they fucking signed bloody Ruben Neves and not Neves. Fucking bloke from Benfica. What's his name?
Torres.
Oh, bloody hell. No, there's Pau Torres from Valencia, the Portuguese bloke. Mate, it doesn't matter. Basically, he spent big money on his defence. So, yeah, he's sorted.
Yeah. Well, all right then. This is my prediction. If they've got a fully fit squad, we're fucked. Because they're just going to... But then again, actually, I don't know. Because we had this conversation a while back. It doesn't matter what form you're in going into a derby, whether it be Manchester City, Liverpool, Leeds, whatever, you're always going to get a performance because of the type of game it is. So it doesn't matter if you come off where losing 10 games because of the game it is. So I was going to say we were going to lose, but that's just crept into my mind. I'm going to say it's either going to be 2-2 or 3-2 United.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to say we're going to win 2-1, but only in the condition that we put Hendo in goal.
Yep.
We drop either Lindelof or Maguire, stick to in. You've got Telles at left back. And I'm going to say, all right, to respect the right wing, Rashford's the only solution. Because if you play Juan Mata, he's a brilliant player, but I'm sorry, he's not got the power at the minute to be an impact player from the kickoff. And I'd like to see Igalo up front because his contract's about to expire. So I want him up front because he's going to play his heart out when he knows his days are numbered. So, and Greenwood on the left up front. I was going to say McSauce McFred. Fred McSauce, centre mid. Bruno,
is Fred
number 10. Nah.
No.
He's only injured when he's shagged out, mate. Nah, the bloke doesn't get injured.
Yeah, fair enough.
And don't even include Pogba on the bench.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say about Maguire, he's too complacent because he knows in his heart of hearts there's no one that can take his space at the moment. And he knows we're going into a transfer window knowing full well that we're not going to be able to fill that position because nobody's going to want to come because there's too much shit floating around the club at the moment.
Exactly. So I just think that
is
it's going to be a quiet transfer window. It is dangerous, but I mean, at the end of the day, that could also mean we've got to promote from within, and I'm very happy about that. As long as the fans understand that.
You know, the last January transfer window we thought was going to be quiet, but then we ended up with Bruno, and then look what happened. So potentially, you know, they might very well pull us something out the bag, but we know in our heart of hearts, Woodward has got his head shoved so far up Joel Glazer's arse. You know, it's a case of human centipede with Joel Glazer, Ed Woodward, and Matt Judge. They're all in there doing a human centipede, mate.
Covered in shit. Oh dear, oh dear.
Of course.
All right, mate. Talking about centipedes, I'll promise the listeners that I will include that fart in the outro. So if you've got any ending words there, mate?
Yeah, Harry Maguire's a twat and over and out.
Oh, fucking hell. Mate, you're going to make me cropper cry. See you later, Chronic. Fucking masturbators. Lentils for lunch, mate.